Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Clone Wars Retrospective. I am the savior, Travis now.
I'm the slave, Taylor Field.
We are that name. We are reviewing every episode of the Clone Wars in honor of the Clone Wars coming back 2020 February on Disney Plus. So we'll be reviewing that season, but we're taking a look back. Taylor's a big fan. I'm a new fan. So, Taylor, before we get into our episodes today, we're talking about 3 episodes. We're talking about Season 4, Episode 11, 12, 13. We'll give you the full episodes and description. But, yeah, so the next 3 episodes, what are you going to say? I know you're going to shout something out.
I was going to shout out how, because we were trying to figure out what episodes to watch, because we almost watched the droid C-3PO ones again. But in one of your messages, you said the next 3 are based on Legends with an exclamation point or mark, and you seemed like you were really excited about that.
Yeah.
And you mentioned, you didn't mention it this cast. You mentioned our take 1, but I didn't know that these were Legends, and you sent me like a photo of it, and I still didn't understand what was going on. Just that, it's a Star Wars story, but I didn't know exactly that this was like a Legends series or something. Well, you obviously did more knowledge into this, and it got you really excited.
No, not really. I just I don't know. I sent you the picture, and it was specifically it says that it was based on Legends. So what this is, these next 3 episodes are based on a 6-part Star Wars Legends comic, Slaves of the Republic, originally published by Dark Horse between September 2008 and May 2009. I just think that was fun because that got me excited because I didn't know anything about it. I didn't read much of the Star Wars comics or canon after the movies. I just think it's cool because George Lucas all the time doesn't really, he just kind of says, those are stories or legends out there. You know, he doesn't he's not a fan of Mara Jade apparently and stuff like that. So I just thought it was fun that they were adapting something like that. And because that's something I want them to do again in Disney, where even Favreau has said that with Mandalorian, they're going to take some stuff from Legends. I'd like the stuff, whether it be Knights of the Old Republic or the Legend of Darth Bane or stuff like that, you know? So that's what got me excited. I don't know. I don't know where the confusion was.
All makes sense now.
I sent him photo proof, but Kidnapped. We were talking about this, like I said, episode 11 of season 4. Zygerian? You think so?
That sounds right.
Zygerian?
Say it again.
Zygerian?
The other way?
Zygerian?
Yeah, I think it's Zygerian scum or something like that.
Zygerian slavers are behind the sudden disappearance of an entire colony of people on the planet of Kyros. As Anakin and Ahsoka rush to defuse a series of bombs planted by slavers, Obi-Wan must fight with the imposing leader who runs off, leading Anakin and Ahsoka to raid and take over his ship. Taylor, I'll let you start because I usually don't. What did you think about this episode? Obviously, this is kind of like most arcs, this is the setup episodes. We meet the Zingarians, we meet kind of the bad guys, the slavers. Because the next 2, I think, are more all 3 of these are definitely linked, but this is the big setup to here's the players in the game. What do you think about this?
I liked it. This one triggered Anakin. He went into fucking panic mode. Well, not panic mode, but he was just triggered out the ass.
Oh my god, slavers, no!
I love it when he pulls that pulls the hologram and crushes it, and it's like Gurian scum, and he's freaking out. Ahsoka's like, what's going on, Obi-Wan?
And Obi-Wan's like, he has a bad history with slavers and whatnot, but he doesn't ever pull Anakin aside and be like, maybe we should talk about that. Obviously, dark side moment.
Yeah. I remember the trailers for this season when they were putting them out. This was one of the scenes in there, and they had that line that Obi-Wan said, overlapping a bunch of scenes. And it was to portray Anakin's just really dark side. The trailers for these seasons are actually really good.
I've seen a couple.
You've seen a couple?
Yeah.
Season 7?
What?
You've seen season 7 trailer?
No, of these.
What do you mean? Trailers for the other seasons?
For other episodes in the season.
Oh, have you actually?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought this was just your first encounter with Clone Wars. I didn't know you've actually seen trailers for the seasons and episodes.
No, because where I'm watching it, lots of times they'll preview episodes after. They'll be like next week or...
Oh, I guess those count. I was talking more when the actual official trailers that they put out, for the whole season. They combine all scenes from all the episodes.
Oh, okay.
And they have that dialogue. So, but yeah, that you make a good point. There's that too. Yeah, overall, this episode of this arc was probably the lowest for me. It wasn't anything grand or exciting, but it was fun, and it was funny to see Obi-Wan toy with this guy and just whip his saber out at the end.
Yeah, no fucks given there. So Taylor Field was talking about last time, he's doing the Umbara arc, and he's like, I can't wait. You're going to love it, blah, blah, blah. And I go back and listen to that, and I said those are the type of arcs and stories that Taylor likes. These are the type of arcs that Travis Snell likes, because I love all 3 of these episodes. This is up there. I'd have to think. I don't know about solo episodes, but as far as runs, I think before I'd kind of put maybe some of Saw's Venture stuff and Savage Oppressed stuff up there as well. As I think those were the top, like when he was fighting Dooku, Anakin, all that. I don't know if this tops this, but I think it's at least on par with that. So I loved all these 3. I loved all the themes going on. I think it was tying together the characters in a really good way that didn't feel, sometimes I talk about this in Cartoon Land, it just feels very sudden, or it doesn't make sense, or it's very rushed. This was the perfect amount. How I talk about in the Umbara, where I didn't think it needed 4. This was 3. It was the setup, kind of the rising action, the big, what are we going to do? And then the third one's breaking out of there. I love the world. I love the Zagirians, just their look and the brutality of them. And these episodes get quite dark, especially that third one, So we're going to get into it, but I really like this setup. I love that we get to see Obi-Wan in like a fist fight, and even though he's just trying to buy time for Anakin and Ahsoka, he's getting his ass kicked, and this guy's just bringing his face to him and like pulling out his eyes and throwing them. Like he gets a beating. So that was really good. I really liked this whole episode, and this felt like Star Wars doing the mob stuff right. I think sometimes they can do it wrong, aka Solo, but it felt right. It flowed. It was really good. I really liked everything about these episodes. Let's see. I got a few notes, like I said, talk about Obi-Wan getting beaten up. That robot turned in a bomb.
That's hilarious.
Poor guy. No, see, you got no fucking heart. First of all, he just looks at him. He says, "Sir, how could you?" And then him saying, get it off, over and over. Very sad, because he's like, talking about Solo. Lately in canon, it's been talked about more about droids really having feelings and, whatnot. This poor droid, like he's just saying, like, get off.
He's a separatist droid, though.
He didn't choose that. He was made to be that, So it's like the poor guy.
If he was made to be that, then he should be okay with it.
What? No, I don't think so. He doesn't want to die. This poor guy has no choice. He has a bomb on him. He's about to explode, and he just dies a terrible death. So very sad for him.
How did you feel about? I always get a kick out of it, but like the guy basically saying, "Sorry, Yoda, we've already made up our minds. We're going with," or Palpatine, or I can't remember who's talking to, but sorry, we made up our minds. We're going with the Separatists, and the Separatists are landing or whatever. And it feels shady. It just feels like all these Separatists aren't here to help. They're here to royally poke you.
Yeah, it's not a great deal, whatever their deal is. So yeah, it was a good setup. I didn't have much thought as you did, but
okay.
And then the other set piece I like is when Ahsoka and Anakin, they get on the big ship near the end, and they're just that monster, whatever, the alien that comes out, and it's just like they're fighting it. Lots going on in that back like 10 minutes of Obi-Wan fighting that guy, and them on the ship dealing with enemies, dealing with this alien, trying to defuse the bomb. So a lot going on, and just moved. I thought all 3 of these episodes moved at a crisp pace and worked really well, where sometimes they can slog. So for me, I got nothing, no other notes. That's 2 thumbs for me.
I'll give it a 1 thumb up.
You bastard. Slaves of the Republic, Anakin, Obi-Wan, Rex, Ahsoka go undercover to infiltrate the slavers on Zagiri to find the missing colonists. Obi-Wan, Rex, and Anakin, I didn't need to read those again in Wikipedia, pretend to be slavers, and Ahsoka as a slave, impersonating Harris. Later on, Obi-Wan is captured trying to help colonists escape, and Anakin and Ahsoka are also captured by the Zagirian Queen. Anakin struggles with his emotions as the Willy Zagirian Queen forces him to take questionable actions in order to carry out his mission. What do you think about this episode?
She wanted the Anakin.
Oh, she's
the schlong.
She's almost as thirsty as Anakin was for Padme, So...
Yeah, she was force choked several times, but she enjoyed it. That's the thing. That's the difference between her and Padme. I would say wow. This episode definitely was a good picker-upper. I thought
a good picker-upper. One of the opening things is a slave getting whipped, and that's why I was like, this is a super very dark
controversial.
Episode.
Yeah, I will say, but
there's a
picker-upper. I mean, in the sense compared to the other episode where there's more stuff going on and that sort of thing. I really do enjoy the nod to Return of the Jedi. Remember when Anakin is like,
yeah, before when he's gonna take off, like fight Obi-Wan,
yeah,
shoots R2. Yeah, that was fun.
Those laser whips too are really, really crazy,
brutal.
But I love it how it took like 4 or 5 of them to restrain Anakin. Like he was just going ham, and then the Queen was like losing herself because she was like freaking out about that because he was like, what did he say, or what did she say, like such ferocity or something like that.
Yeah,
wild.
What do you think about the Queen?
She's an interesting character. I mean, I don't understand how their hierarchy or their system works and how she was the queen of this society, because it seems very different. Like, she's got a very different mindset compared to like the other Zygerians. But she was okay as a character. It was this episode where Dooku was trying to kill her, right? Or was that the next episode?
I think that's the next episode, if I recall here. Let's see. Yeah, I think it is. I think because this is just the setup. Yeah, because isn't this episode end with them just getting kidnapped, all of them?
Yeah, well, they go there, and then they end up getting kidnapped. You're right. I remember, like, I think that she talks to Dooku, and she's trying to like swindle her way. Like, I've got my own Jedi guardians now. Yeah. Like, you think you're you actually have a Jedi as your guardian? Let's be honest.
That's what she wanted.
That's what she wanted. But Dooku's like, no, you got to execute them. If you don't, like, I'll do it myself or whatever. Like, he understood the gravity of the situation. But you don't just capture a Jedi and give him his lightsaber and take his collar off and think you got yourself a Jedi guardian. What a fucking nutcase. Oh my god.
Wow, what do you think? That was one of my notes. How come she fell so in love with Anakin so fast?
I don't know. I think it's the same reason we all did when we were younger and watched the prequels. We just fell in love with Anakin,
That never happened to me.
No, it never happened to you?
No. It was all about, I don't know, Sheev. Yeah. I loved this episode just like the last one, but I love this one even more. Like I said, it's opening up. They're walking around. I like kind of they're what is it, in disguise, but then you got that one moment where they're saying, oh yeah, like Ahsoka's like, you could be the slave, and he's like, I'm not being the slave, and you see some dark side stuff. So that's what I like the joking aside. I do like that it stays in tune with who Anakin is as a character, and sometimes I think they've given him dark side moments and they don't warrant it. It's just always angry and like, okay, but this makes sense. It's touching back to his mom, it's touching back to his childhood, a lot of pain there. So all this would make sense why he would do some darker side things, why he would be acting the way he is. So I like that. I think it was a good bounce. And yeah, these are episodes that I don't think, not in a way like don't show your kids, but these are not in the kid realm. These are not, you don't got Jar Jar running around go, oh, me so, you don't have any of that happening. These are some dark stuff. They're dealing with slavery. They're dealing with people being bought and traded and held against their will, being prisoners. And yeah, the opening, they walk by someone and someone's getting whipped with these whips and everything like that, these electric whips. And it's some really brutal stuff going on. And it's something that we hadn't really seen in Star Wars. We've seen slaves, but really like, Shmi, like she's a slave, but we don't see her go through any bad stuff other than when she dies. And that wasn't Waddle's fault. That was, the Lars' family not taking good care of her. So, yeah, I thought this was, like I said, it felt like really grown up. I thought this was like the most grown up Clone Wars episode I've ever seen, because it felt like it should be, this is the adult Disney series, not an XXX, but it was just almost something we'd be seeing more in what The Mandalorian, what those trailers are looking like. So I really appreciated that.
How do you feel about them showing up wearing the Zygerian armor? Because I feel like if they're trying to be subtle, that's just going to create more questions. Because she even calls them out, like, you don't see humans wearing Zygerian armor that often.
Well, no, it was a guard that does that, and then he just says something like, doesn't he even say just wanted to get their attention or something like that? Or
something like that. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like, everyone's slavers on this planet, so just dress normal.
It was a risky move. It didn't work on this episode, but it worked out later, so... Yeah, I liked the arena setup. It was kind of, like you said, similar to Return of the Jedi, also similar to Attack of the Clones, too. They're just going to execute Obi-Wan. And, yeah, it was fun, good fight scenes that get overpowered. I don't like at one moment because they're... after that happens, the Queen is talking to Anakin about how, I can save your friends or I might kill them, blah, blah, and he force chokes her. I brought this up a few seasons ago. I'm not a fan of Anakin force choking people when he is on the light side. I know Luke has done it, and I think I didn't even talk about that in that episode. I just think that maybe I don't like, because to me feel when he does that in the movies, it's his big moment with Padme. So the fact that he's always been doing it is kind of it's the same way as
you're big on these force choking moments. It's like hitting puberty for you, I think, because Kylo Ren does it in Last Jedi,
because that makes sense. All of them. Anytime, to force choke or not to force choke, that's the question. If you look at the force choke in the movies, and I'm a movies guy, I think the movies are far superior than any canon stuff that's out there for the most part. There's some books, read Master and Jedi, that was really great. But I guess I'm talking more of this Clone Wars animated stuff. We'll see how Mandalorian pans out. that's a fun thing. When they're listening to this, Mandalorian might already be out for them, so maybe it's great, maybe it's shit, I don't know. But so you look at the very first Force choke we got was with Luke, and to me that was a sign of he wasn't a mess at that point, right? But he was Jedi Knight, he'd learned a lot, so that wasn't a huge like emotional moment, but that was a, oh man, this guy has these new powers since we've seen him from Empire, and he's a lot more powerful. So to me that was one big moment. With Kylo, they've set that up big time to, I guess I'm going in reverse, but whatever, they set that up to be big time, as in the first movie Force Awakens, he couldn't Force choke people like Vader. He physically had to pull people to him so he could choke them, and that was the ultimate, like, I want to be my grandfather, but I can't, so I'm like cheating to choke people. And then when he does in Last Jedi, that's that showing of he's succumbed by the dark side and he has that full power to do it. So that's why to me in that movie, even though that movie is a trash fire for the most part of it, they do have some good things in it, and to me that was that sign of, oh, he is becoming more like Darth Vader. So the first time he force chokes somebody and he does it to someone he loves, that to me was very impactful. Where now, and at the end of the day, I kind of still separate Clone Wars for the most part because I don't like a lot of the stuff they do in there, so I kind of, hashtag canon doesn't matter as I run by. We'll see with Mandalorian, but even then, that's live action canon, that's fine, but if it's in the books and whatnot, it doesn't really matter. So that's why for me, I count it away. But even in the head canon, I go, I don't like him doing the Force choke, because don't you feel like they should save it for that big moment? Like, he doesn't have to be forced. There's never been a time where he's had to Force choke. He did this to her, but it's not like he did this to get away, because right away she goes, your friends will die. So it didn't work. And then the very first time he did it in this series was when he was interrogating someone. He could have done something else. He could have done anything else. So I just think that I don't get why they keep using the Force choke when
it's his signature. It's his go-to,
But I don't think it is right now. That's Darth Vader's go-to, and it's not Anakin.
Darth Vader? Well, I don't know. Anakin's, I'd say
you're the one always telling me they're different people.
Anakin's go-to is he's raising his hand and he's doing it. Darth Vader's is he's not even lifting a hand. He can if he wants, but he's doing it from, meditation chair far away on another part of the ship, Darth Vader does it like over distances.
Yeah.
Anakin does it like right in front of you to your face.
It's still the same thing, though. That doesn't change anything.
I don't know. I don't mind him doing it to the Queen. I feel like, the next couple seasons.
Taylor doesn't mind.
I don't mind.
Harder, Daddy.
The next couple of seasons, and there's going to be a select few story arcs that are really going to flush out.
Force choke the story.
They're going to flush out why Anakin is becoming pushed farther away from the Jedi Order, and it adds more credibility and kind of like weight onto the story of why he just makes the transition so fluidly in Revenge of the Sith, which I think is a good thing. And him doing the Force choke is just him on his way, out that door, and it's just adding more to the story of him just kind of losing control of himself and his morals. And again, no one was there to catch him do it. I don't think was Ahsoka in the room to see him do that?
No, he was alone.
Yeah. So when he's alone, he's doing,
Yeah, it's like the shit of like he's always knocked out when Grievous is around.
Yeah.
Like, all right. Let's see if there's anything else I had on this particular episode. And then I like that she makes him her servant, and that is once again very in tune with the character. He was already mad that he had to deal with slavers. He's furious that he's in the middle of them and he's kind of posing them, and now he's physically, he's a servant, but really he's a slave now. And it's just you gotta imagine major flashbacks and lots of anger. So I get it. That's why you could do the Force choke thing. I just like the cinematic. You build up to it. If you do that again, to me, you take that moment away from him and Padme. So
to answer your question earlier about why the Queen was so infatuated with him, I think it's because he legit was just flirting with her the whole time, because he was laying some moves down.
At the beginning, he kind of was, but then she should, because even the next episode showed when she is talking to Dooku, and she's like, I have this and I have this, like we're together, and it's just she doesn't even mean in a relationship sense, but just she kind of does, and I don't think that's warranted after, because clearly I think she should have picked up that this was just a facade, and he didn't a facade, not a facade.
They make out, didn't they?
I don't think so.
I thought they made out in one part.
I don't think so. I don't know what your tune porn you're looking at. Fapjedi.com.
Yeah, Fap Jedi. Whoa.
Fap fighters.
Cock.
Yeah. And then the other thing I thought was brutal when they capture Ahsoka. They just shock her one moment and brutal stuff, and then we get just a big cliffhanger of what's going to happen.
The next episode is definitely much darker, I'd say. Much, much worse.
I think it just gets darker and darker. So this is Escape from Kadavo?
Sure.
Anakin tries to convince the Zagurian queen that she too is a slave and a pawn to the evil separatist plot. Meanwhile, Obi-Wan and Rex are captured and taken to the planet of Cadavo to toil in slave camps. So yeah, we got some really bad stuff going on here. That whole slave camp stuff, really, really dark. You got them beating up slaves like previously, but you see Obi-Wan, he's hurt, he's wounded. He helps that one slave out, and then they punish him for it, and then they make him call him master and everything, and you got this guy just like, oh, look who's the master now. And then you got the guy on the floaty chair just running by, just teabagging him pretty much.
We got our MODOK Jr. running around.
Oh, yeah, those little legs. So you really, and I liked that felt really cinematic that he says master, and then he goes back and checks on that slave to make sure he's okay. These were shots that I was really loving in the camp or whatever. They were really dark. They were placed well. They were blocked well, everything like that. Really, really liked that. Really like seeing Obi-Wan this low and just kind of, he's kind of a cocky guy, Obi-Wan, so he's kind of being brought down to a really, really low level at no choice. You got Rex tagging along, so whatever. And then you have, and that's the other thing that's, I guess we don't talk about, that is revealed that she is doing this because pretty much separatists, Dooku, whoever you want to say, they're kind of forcing her to do it. So kind of, she has this guise that she's under control and doing all this stuff, but really it's just she's doing this so she won't get killed or her planet won't. But yeah, I think this was the best of the bunch. It was a great finale. It was very dark. We'll get to the ending. There's something that really dark happens too, but I loved it. It's one of my favorite Clone Wars moments so far. But yeah, what do you think of this episode?
I thought it was really, really well done. It was extremely dark, and I just thinking about how Obi-Wan is in that position where he has to succumb, and he has to kind of turn like within, and he can't turn outwards. He has to deny his instinct to help, and he has to suppress those things, and it's just extremely dark just how these people are being treated, and even the way they have to sleep on those beds is not ideal situations. It really bothers me, but yeah, just full-on concentration camp going on here, and yeah, we get to see, I think, what happens? I'll let you go. You can tell your good moment.
I'll let you go. Let's see. I talked about that. I was just going to be jumping to the end. So obviously you got Dooku. So the ending is kind of the build-up of, the beginning is you got the caves going on, you got Anakin talking to the Queen. Like I said, I think the Dooku Queen conversation actually happens in this episode, not in the previous one, so we were wrong there. And then it's a build up, and then the ending, you got Dooku and Anakin going at it in a really good lightsaber fight. He gets fucking destroyed though by those robots, so Chosen One my ass. But like Dooku, classic. I really like that setup of like he is kind of still a strategist where he goes in the fight, but right away he has those like machines going around Anakin, so it's like a backup because Anakin does get the upper hand at one point, but really it's not the upper hand if you lose the fight because he throws those in those robots, so that happens. Rex and Obi-Wan make a play to get out of the situation, and then they're fighting guards and they're fighting the guy in the chair a little bit, and then one of my favorite moments is when they've all won. Anakin and Dooku, like he fucks off of course as usual, and Anakin gets out of there with, I can't remember how, I don't know why for the life of me can I not remember what Ahsoka's doing at the end of this episode.
Ahsoka, I believe, was trying to lead the front and find Obi-Wan.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I completely blanked.
I think she goes there with Plo Koon, right?
Right, because he makes the big save.
Which they get the jet troopers and they get the ship underneath the station.
Which made sense because I was like, they're not going to take these Jedis as slaves forever. And Yoda's going to be like, well, that's the way it goes. That was a terrible fucking Yoda, by the way. Hang on. Do your best, Yoda.
It's the way it goes. It does.
That's the way it goes, yes.
That's the fucking death sticks Yoda I've ever heard.
Yeah, I got no good Yoda. Oh, man. I'm all about Ren. What girl? Yeah, so they come in the do or do not. There is no try. Sorry. I can't do it, man. I want to do it so bad. Oh, more training you have. Yes. We'll save the Jedis.
That's not it. Oh, no.
Oh, so that's my Yoda. And then, so they come, they help Ahsoka. Yeah, you're right. And then, so they've all gotten the upper hand. They're breaking the slaves out. They're freeing people. They're beating bad guys, and then it comes down to Obi-Wan and Rex versus this chair guy. They take out all his guards, and then Obi-Wan is furious. He's finally got his lightsaber back. He's ready to strike him down, but he was more composed than what Anakin would be because the guy's like, you wouldn't strike them. You Jedis can't do that. I don't think you need a reminder. You could see Obi-Wan like in his mind thinking about but knowing he can't do it. But then, like I said, this is where maybe I finally get some appreciation for the clones. Rex just takes out his gun, or no, he just throws
that electro spear.
Yeah, he
thing.
throws that spears him and just kills the guy in cold blood. And he just, I think the line is like, "Luckily, I'm not a Jedi."
Yeah.
And it's just like that was the first time where I was like, "Okay, I'm digging the clones right now. I'm getting on board." So that was fantastic because it was just like it was great because I was just like, I do want this piece of shit to die. Like he's done so much to the characters we love, but then also all the people he's hurting. It's like, fuck this guy. It's very much like Django. It's just like I just want him to get taken out. I'm like, nah, he's gonna get like put in prison, and it's just like, I hope you learn your lesson. That's a better Obi-Wan than than Yoda. I hope you learn your lesson. Yes, learn your lesson. You did not. Yeah, I just love that. That was honestly the most badass moment that's happened in the series so far, and it just makes sense because Obi-Wan does really want to kill this guy, but he's not going to do it. But doesn't matter. This clone will, and they can make up whatever story they want. He was after them. Doesn't matter. So. That was great, and that was fantastic because, yeah, that character deserved to die, and that was a fantastic ending. The whole last 10 minutes, so I really love this. I don't have any more thoughts. So this was like a 2 thumbs, but this is up there. I know we'll do a rankings episode, and when we do top 10 episodes, that'll be tough because I feel like there's a lot of portions of the show I don't like, but the episodes I really do like are really strong. So I'm sure there'll be a few more seasons, and who knows what season 7 brings us. So. This is definitely, as of right now, a top 10. I think it's a definitive in the top 10 for sure. Maybe even top 5, but yeah.
Yeah, that scene you mentioned is definitely wild. It's just I remember when I was watching this episode for the first time, and you could feel it all emanating off Obi-Wan, how he wants to put this guy 6 feet under, but he can't. And just when that thing just shoots by and just comes out of nowhere and stabs this guy in the chair, and like. Yeah, I can't even remember exactly what it says, like, I'm no Jedi or something like that. Yeah, something like that, yeah. It's just, it's so good. And, obviously Anakin's rubbed off on Rex a little bit, so...
Oh, Anakin. At first I thought you said Obi-Wan. I'm like,
no.
That was the whole point of that scene.
No, that was definitely Anakin.
Maybe, but I still think he would have done it without to me because he's still like based off Jango Fett, and I think he's kind of like a cold-blooded killer. So I think that's still a bit more Jango than Anakin.
So if you same exact scenario, Rex is behind Anakin, but you swap Anakin in there instead of Obi-Wan. Do you think Anakin goes through with the kill?
And Rex is there?
Yeah. Because remember, you can look back at when Satine and Obi-Wan didn't want to kill that guy, and Anakin just kills the guy from behind and smiling.
Yeah, I hated that. And then they go, Anakin. And it's just
Anakin.
Yeah, he probably would, to be honest, because he was so angry and slave, and then the Jedis do it. Oh, I let it pass, I do. So my Travis Yoda voice will be a reoccurring, look at my floppy Jedi cock. Now he's just British, but yeah, he probably would kill him, and Rex would be like, "Good job, sir. That's how we do it."
Yeah, he probably would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will give this episode.
You didn't answer your own question.
What was the question again?
Oh my god! Yeah, if Anakin would kill him.
Oh yeah. No, I agree with you. I definitely think he would. Yeah. He would definitely make the kill.
He's a fucking murderer. He's murdered Sand people. He's murdered children. He murders his own wife.
He hasn't murdered kids yet.
He's gonna. He's murdered Sand kids.
Yeah, I guess he has.
Yeah, yeah.
The children too.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And not just the men, the women, and the children too. I would love to reenact that Anakin scene one day.
We totally should. I want to reenact scenes. That'd be great.
Yeah, we should do them for our ads.
We should. I don't know how that would really be like if I was talking to my significant other and I just came back and I confessed to killing a whole tribe of people, and then I say like I killed not just the men but the women and the children too.
And the children too.
I don't think my significant other, who obviously, I mean, at this point we would have kissed because Anakin kissed Padme, but I mean, I don't know why she would have went to well, I guess it makes sense why she would have comforted him, but it definitely wouldn't have been. That's not that's not going to get me in the bed, But obviously, it got Padme in the bed.
Padme is at times a smart lady, and other times she is the stupidest lady in the galaxy. Because Anakin is just one massive red flag. So that none of it's just like to be not only that, but it's like I could understand if that happened in episode 3 after the kids were on the way and they'd been together for a while. But these guys haven't even fucked yet, and she's still gonna marry him. She's gonna marry how long when they go back to Naboo after he gets his hand cut off by Dooku? How long is that from Attack of the Clones? Like only maybe a few weeks, right?
It's probably a few weeks.
Yeah. So They literally just like they've known each other again for maybe a month, less than a month, and they're getting married after he just killed a bunch.
Well, technically, they've known each other for over 10 years.
No bullshit.
Yeah.
They met once for 2 weeks, and then they haven't seen each other for 2 years.
10 years.
Get off it, my apprentice. A marriage that is not. So yeah, no, but she's an idiot for that. Like she's smart in other ways in her politics, but in her love, that was a big mistake. And look what happened. It killed her.
At some point we have to review the deleted scenes of the prequels because there's a whole like half an hour of deleted scenes from Attack of the Clones where they go back to Naboo. They have dinner with her whole family and her sisters, and Anakin has a one-on-one talk with Padme's dad.
I know, you've told me about this.
It's intense.
I think what we might do instead of doing like maybe we could do a ranking quickly, but I think what we'll do is maybe we'll queue them all up on YouTube and do like a commentary track and watch them live and comment on, because I did want to see Anakin with Padme's father.
So good. They're like,
did your daughter tell you it wasn't just the men? It was the women and the children too. That's why I wasn't at the wedding. He's like, yeah, I'm not coming. Don't marry that prick. And he hung up. And then he's like, let's get the bag. Let's go to Alderaan. But so yeah, I would love to. Maybe we'll do something like that, and we'll watch them and stuff. And like, because there's some great ones, like Luke building this green lightsaber.
Oh, they're great.
Cool. But I'm sure there's some really juicy ones in the prequels. So.
There is. I just feel bad, as an actor. It's like, oh, you're in a Star Wars movie, and you're like, yeah, I was in a cut scene playing Padme's dad and Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, you were this close to being immortalized as Padme's dad. Oh, can I come back for the Disney Plus? No. We're not making Padme's dad this show. F off. Yeah, that's true. That would suck. Telling all your friends I'm the next Star Wars. Oh, yeah, that's tough. Do you know who plays her dad? I
don't know. There was like 3 Padme sisters, the mom, the dad, and the sisters are like, this is the first time Padme's brought a boyfriend over.
What about Ezekiel, whoever the guy she crushed on in politics back in the day? What's his name?
Oh, what is his name?
The first kiss.
Well, I can't remember his name. We'll see him in the Clone Wars later on, I think. He comes back.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Padme's first boyfriend. Here, you give out the links, and then I'll try and find the boyfriend.
Well, yes, ladies and gentlemen. So, thank you for tuning in this episode of the Clone Wars Retrospective.
Paulo.
Paulo?
Paulo.
Paulo.
I don't know. I talked about Paulo. Her future husband. Oh, to her future husband, Anakin Skywalker. I'm like, wow. Okay. She got married. Wow. Anyways, where can they find the show and everything else we do?
You can find this and many other great episodes to come on the Clone Wars Retrospective. If you're a subscriber on Patreon, great stuff. You're going to get more awesome content. But if you're not and you're listening to this when it's, released to the public, then I hope you've enjoyed The Mandalorian. All our social medias, you can find us on like Stitcher, you can find us Facebook, Twitter, Geekverse Podcast, really anywhere. Google it and you're going to find us all over the place. We are asking that, is it on iTunes that you review us, leave a 5-star? Apple Podcasts. They changed it now.
They didn't. They changed it months ago, Taylor. Months ago.
Oh,
they changed it as many months ago as how many sand people Anakin killed. It's been a long time. Maybe weeks, not months, but
weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, leave us a 5-star review there, a written one. That would really help. We're trying to get 200 reviews to hit our next milestone. So other than that, all the links are down below for the video and audio feeds. Please subscribe and let us know what you thought about the show. Who knows when it's dropping, but I promise you it's not boring, and may the Force be with you.
Always.
Paulo.